Hey, it's AC back again with another edition of the Halloween Freak Show. See, I told you I could do it. I told you I could make more than one video and get them out there. We're going to have a series of haunted house videos revisiting some of the popular haunted attractions that Sam and Libby and myself went to in the past years. 3 years ago was the last time we did haunted house reviews, so I wanted to make sure I got these out there right now. So the first one we're going to talk about is Fear Itself in Mishawaka, Indiana, our #1 attraction of the Halloween Freak Show 2011 season. And one of the things I want to say about this before we even get into it is I want to talk about my favorite movie of all time, which is, yeah, it's going to ruin my street cred a little bit, but my favorite movie of all time is The Princess Bride. It's got a little bit of something for everybody. Why do I bring that up? Because The Princess Bride, much like Fear Itself in Mishawaka, it's got a little something for everybody. It's got something to keep you entertained, something to scare you, something to make you laugh. It's a great date haunted house, and I'll get into that here in just a second as far as how each of those play into things. But Fear Itself is very much like The Princess Bride to me. It's something I can go through over and over and over again and see something different, find something different every time. This year I went back, it's a little bit different than it was in 2011. They have replaced the Bloody Bayou Swamp with an attraction called Lost in the Woods. Unfortunately, Lost in the Woods was closed due to the rain when I was up there, but that's just the risk you take with an outside attraction. I did go through it, I believe it was last year or the year before, and went through it, and it was actually fairly decent. I prefer the Bloody Bayou Swamp, but Lost in the Woods, it's kind of interesting in its own right because you really do feel at times like you were lost in the woods. And it also, at that point in time, still maintains some of the trademark humor that Bloody Bayou Swamp had. So that's my take on that one. Even though it wasn't open, I can't really speak for what it was doing this year compared to the year that I went previously. But I'm sure it's still great. Going on to the meat and potatoes of Fear Itself, we've got the 13th Hour 3D Amazement. Now this is an attraction that rarely changes. It's one of those that you go into, and it's not really even a haunted house per se. It's more to get you acclimatized to the 3D. And if you're a fan of beautiful artwork, this is the one for you. It's 3D artwork, no scares, although there was a surprise in there this year, I will say. Something's changed. Can't tell you exactly what that is, but there was something that has changed. They go through and you just wear 3D glasses and look at some of the beautiful artwork. I kind of tag along in that one. Just sort of go slowly and enjoy it because I wish I could have my bedroom painted with the 3D star fields that they have at one point in this thing. Absolutely beautiful artwork. And the only thing I think that was missing from that one this year was usually they have a pole dancing girl in there. That's right, a pole dancing girl in there painted in 3D paint. And she's in 3D too. She wasn't in there this year. Little bummed by that, you know, but that's just a personal preference there. Not everybody's going to like a pole dancing girl. Me? Yeah, I kind of do. She wasn't in there this year, but it didn't really take anything away from the attraction. Still beautiful artwork, still a lot of fun. The one thing I would like to see more of in that attraction, and I know they've had it in the past, and I went very early on a Friday night, mind you, so they were just getting, really picking it up when I was leaving, is they used to have bands play in there, and I think that's a very, very cool thing. So if you've got a band and you might want to play in there, go ahead and give Rick and the gang at Fear Itself a call. Maybe you can square away a gig playing for a weekend at Fear Itself. Just playing your stuff, paint up in 3D paint, and have a good time. That's the 13th Hour 3D Amazement. Still a very, very good attraction, and that's where I always start. I think that's where they encourage you to start, as a matter of fact. Kind of get your eyes acclimatized to it. From there, we've got Rock Monkey Caves, another attraction that doesn't really change a lot. This year, there were some changes in there, though. Some things I was not expecting. And again, I can't say beautiful artwork as far as paintings, but the artwork as far as creating a cave inside of a building that looks and feels like a cave is a very, very tough thing to do, and they pull it off so nicely. They really, really do. It is a beautiful, beautiful attraction. Of course, it's very dark, so you don't get to see a lot of the Rock Monkey Caves. You feel your way along, but as you're feeling your way along, you do believe that you're in a cave. Very, very cool thing, and the ending is something that I still love. I still absolutely love the ending to Rock Monkey Cave. So that one, again, a very, very cool attraction to check out. Then the ones that everybody seems to talk about that come away from Fear Itself are the Sinister Circus and the Cuckoo's Nest. Let's start with Sinister Circus. Of course, people are terrified of clowns, and this attraction will not help your fear of clowns any whatsoever. There are some clowns out front, Vomit, namely, to help make fun of you and get you prepared for that, just to kind of ease your mind a little bit before you go in. And you kind of forget you're dealing with clowns if you're afraid of clowns. I myself am not, but I saw quite a few people who absolutely were. And once you're inside there, you realize, wait a second, he was kind of throwing me off. And now I'm back to being terrified again. Very, very good work done by Vomit and the clowns dealing on the line. Our tour guide was the one and only Star the Clown, good friend of mine. And Star always does a great job leading the groups through the Sinister Circus. Again, beautiful artwork on the walls, and they have upped the scare factor in the Sinister Circus from the last time I went. I didn't get to go to Fear Itself last year. 2012 was the last year I was there, and they have upped the scare factor. More scares, more startles, more interaction with the clowns, and you're not going to be disappointed. Again, one of the best attractions I think you could go through as far as a great date haunted house is the Sinister Circus part of Fear Itself. Take a date, and especially if she's a little bit older, if you're an older teenager or in your 20s, great date haunted house, and it's gonna probably end well for you if you take her there. The final one for Fear Itself is the Cuckoo's Nest. Is not even a haunted house. I'm going to put this out there. Cuckoo's Nest is not a haunted house in the slightest. It is a walk-through show, as are most of the things at Fear Itself. They're not so much the typical, boo, we're going to scare you haunted houses. They are absolutely 100% shows made by the actors and the atmosphere. Rick Singleton and his team have done a great job of putting together these facilities, and the actors really bring it to life. Now, I've gone pretty much every year, as I said, except last year, and Fear Itself has changed so much with their actors, and each actor brings something different to the table. Going through this year, one of the things I did miss, a couple of things I missed in Cuckoo's Nest were some of the actors. There used to be a guy who would come up to you in the lobby area and just kind of, as one of the patients, and just kind of invade your personal space. He's no longer there, at least not when I was there. And also Granny that used to be in there, and you can see Granny in some of the videos, was not there. So those two were sorely missed, but it did not take anything whatsoever away from the Cuckoo's Nest. Still a lot of interaction. And one of the best things about Cuckoo's Nest is they tell you before you go in, the last thing you hear is you can't touch them, but they're going to touch you. And yes, they are. That's a common misconception people have is, oh, I can't be touched in a haunted house. Well, if they tell you they're going to touch you, yeah, they can actually touch you. Nobody's going to get hurt or anything like that, but that just adds to the atmosphere. But a great show, a great walk-through show. And the group I went through was phenomenal. There were a couple of probably late teen, early 20s women there. And they decided to taunt Dr. Manson. I can't give you more background on who Dr. Manson is, but if you go, you'll know. And he gave them a little special treat for their taunting. Just so good. Something I had never seen before. Something I would have done playing that role. And let me tell you, that was just so good to see that. I enjoyed it so much. Again, going through much of it never changes. There were some different things in there this year. Things that I had not seen before. But, you know, overall, it was good. It just missing Granny and the space invasion guy, and also the original Jill. So, Jill, if you're watching this, the original one, I kind of missed you. That was a lot of fun. We bonded the last time we were in there. If you go through, you will get to meet Jill, and you'll understand how we bonded. So, I highly recommend to go through that. All in all, Fear Itself, still one of the best attractions, one of the top attractions in the state of Indiana, and possibly even the country. 5 out of 5 pumpkin heads going straight through. Now, as far as Fear Itself's future, I had heard there's going to be potential expansion and with different things that we heard about back in 2011, that they've got some of the work done on. The stuff is a very slow-moving process, but it's coming. And I think there's great things coming that are going to surprise and shock and terrify people there for years to come at Legend Park in Mishawaka. Visit them on the web, fearitself.tv, or better yet, visit them in person. They're going to be open for the next 3 weekends through the first weekend in November. Great deals. Head on up there and enjoy Fear Itself in Mishawaka, Indiana. I did, and you should as well. Hey, while you go to Fear Itself, go early this coming Saturday, October 25th, and then come down to Matt Anthony's Lake City Tap House in Warsaw. I'm actually hosting a Halloween party there with my employer currently, the radio station I work for. It's called Spookapalooza, and it's going on there. Wear your best costume. We're going to have a costume contest. We want to see your scariest costume, your sexiest costume, your best TV and movie costume, all that stuff. This Saturday night, 8 to midnight, no cover. Come on in. We're going to have some great music, a thriller dance-off, a costume contest, and DVD and Blu-ray prizes to give away, including the complete Halloween collection. They hooked us up with some of those, courtesy of Anchor Bay Entertainment. And also, another great prize is Alice Cooper tickets and backstage passes to meet the man himself. That's going to be going on November 2nd up at the Horseshoe Casino in Hammond. If you want to come out and get registered for those, come on out and get registered for those. It'll be a great time. Make sure you go support your local haunted houses before you come to the Halloween party. Again, it's going to be going on 8 to midnight, Matt Anthony's Lake City Tap House, downtown Warsaw. I hope to see you there. Another episode of the Halloween Freak Show coming your way tomorrow, so don't miss it. It's AC, and I will see you later on the Halloween Freak Show.